Money, finances, one of the scariest questions you could be asked out in public. Do you have the right amount of money to safely retire and to be covered? And that's a scary question because I don't even know what day it is, and you're asking me if I'm going to be safe within the next 10 years. Now, I cannot tell you what day it is because I don't know what day you're watching this video, but I can help you estimate how much life insurance you're going to need in the future. To help us estimate how much life insurance we're going to need, we're going to use a little acronym called D.I.M.E. D.I.M.E. First up is going to be debt, and I'm not talking about any debt you may have inherited from an individual of higher power. I'm talking about financial debt. So anything like your friend James, who always spots you at lunch and he's always like, oh, just pay me back later. You know, that's going to add up if you keep taking advantage of James like that. So I would definitely check with James to make sure he's not going to be adding any interest onto you. And so keep in mind, you don't want to lie about your debt because that might mess up your calculations going forward. Next up, we've got income. Now with income, you're either going to figure out if you have kids or figure out if you do have kids. That's step one. Step two is if you do have kids, you're going to figure out by what age do you want to stop financially supporting them. So if you've got a 5-year-old and you decide you're going to be a very nice parent and you're going to financially support them until they're 25 years old. I'm going to do the quick maths and we're going to see you got 20 years left with that kid. So you're going to take your income and you're going to multiply it by 20 because that's how long you're supporting him. If you got no kids, that's all right. Don't worry, you're just going to take your income and you're going to multiply it by 10. Next up is going to be your M, your mortgage. Mortgage is going to be your house. If you don't know the mortgage on your house, I can't really help you there because I don't know where you live. And if I did know where you live, that'd be a little weird. But you're going to take your mortgage and you're going to add that to the list. If you live in an apartment, which is very cool, what you're going to do is you're going to take your monthly rent, multiply it by 12, because there are 12 months in a year, and then you're going to multiply it by how many years you plan on living there. So if your rent is $1,000 a month, you're going to multiply that by 12, and then you're going to take 12, and you're going to multiply that further by how many ever years you plan on living there. So if you plan on living 30 years there, you're going to multiply that by 30 and just add it to the pot. And if you don't live in a house or you don't live in an apartment and you operate your business out of a motorhome, then you're on your own, sort of how your business is on your home. Finally is your E, education. Now, if you're in college, this is where we're going to add up all of the education expenses you have accrued throughout your educational career. Now, if you got kids and you do plan on sending them through college, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the number of kids you got, and you're going to want to multiply $125,000, because that's our estimated cost of sending your kid through college, and you're going to multiply that by the number of kids you have, and you're going to add it to the list. If you don't have kids, you're just going to be using D.I.M.E, not D.I.M.E. I'm so sorry that you're going to feel left out, but don't be sad. This isn't like Marley or Me or Hey Hachi or The Dog's Way Home, and oh my god, why are there so many sad dog movies? And we now have all of our numbers here. We're going to add them all up. And you're going to subtract any existing life insurance policy you may or may not have. And you're going to do the math. And ta-da! You have the amount of life insurance you're going to need. It'll probably be a very big number. But don't worry. This is, we're playing the long game here, you know. You're not supposed to be able to pay up all this money, you know, right now. This is like 30 years into the future, probably longer, maybe even 50. I don't really know how much longer you plan on living. Another important thing is that this is just an estimation, so do not take this as the final amount. There are a whole lot of nuances. Every person is different in a different situation, but this helps you get started as sort of figuring out a good starting place. And that is a wrap up on D.I.M.E. I hope you found this to be helpful. Once again, it is an estimation, so always seek a second opinion with this stuff. There's a whole lot of nuances and things that can go on in insurance, and something that may be good for an individual may not be good for you because, you're in a different situation. You got more kids, you got no kids, whatever it may be. If you do have any comments or questions, leave them down below, and do the like and subscribe and share and all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.